Quickshifters are fun, but how do you install them on your bike? Well, thank you for asking. First you go on the company website, go into manuals and find the instructions listed for your bike. FZ09, FJ09, FZ10, but where's FZ07?
What? What the f?
After waiting for about a month, you'll get this magical package that contains a plastic connector with wires, a switch, a large aluminum rod, and a small aluminum rod. Production cost $3. Retail cost $1 billion. Step 1. I like to mark the original position of my controls with a Sharpie so I don't have to readjust everything afterwards. We will have to remove our original shift rod since we'll be building our own throughout this video. Go ahead, loosen the top and bottom nuts, which will let the rod spin freely. Loosen the screw on the shift arm. It may be a bit hard to take off, but with a couple of hits it will come right off. Go ahead, take off the shift arm and unscrew the shift rod. Now, since the rods that the Quickshifter comes with are universal, we will need to build our own custom shift rod. So the original rod is 19 centimeters long, and it has right hand threads on the top and left hand threads on the bottom. The only way for us to achieve this is to have a small rod on the bottom having left hand threads at the beginning, large rod in the middle for length, and a switch on the top that has right hand threads. Now that we have our rods figured out, we will run into a problem. The shift rod that we just made is way too long compared to the OEM rod. In order to make it the same size, we will need to cut off 3 sections like so. Make sure you have a parent or guardian watching you while you do this, since this does involve some sharp object. You can either use a hacksaw or a power tool like me. After you almost chopped off your fingers a couple of times, you should be left with a much shorter rod. Now when we assemble it, we should have a similar size shift rod as OEM, and we do. Now go ahead and tighten all the bolts so nothing is spinning. Now we will put everything back in the exact same order reversed. In order to make everything nice and even, I decided to put 5 spins on the bottom and 5 spins on the shift arm. Now everything should go smoothly. Just spin the rod until the marks you made earlier line up with each other. Tighten everything and the hardest part is done. Now because this is a push-pull sensor, there will be multiple connectors at the end of the wire. The connector with the red wire is a push sensor, and the one with the black wire is a pull sensor. Now when we shift up on the MT-07, the sensor gets compressed. This means we'll be using push configuration with the red wire. Now I like when everything looks clean, so I decided to take the right side of the bike off so I can route all the cables on the inside. Now this step is up to you. Route the cables the way you like. I ran the wires under the gas tank and followed the gas tank breather hoses. I used some electrical tape for protection and zip tied everything afterwards. I made sure there's a bit of slack in the wire so nothing gets damaged. Now it's time to flash the ECU. I already made a video on flashing, so if you're not sure what to do, just watch my previous video linked in the description. As for the Quickshifter, all we need to do is click on the Quickshifter tab and enable it. And since we are using push configuration, we will select an O option, which stands for normally open. Lastly, take your Quickshifter connector and dock it to your ECU harness.
Alright everyone, finally the Quickshifter is installed. We flashed the ECU to enable the Quickshifter, and we'll see how it goes. I won't use it until we get on the main road, so you guys can hear my actual first impressions. Alright, so the Quickshifter hasn't been used yet. In a second we will find out how it actually is. Go ahead, let's check this out. First to second. Ooh. So it is actually working. It seems actually pretty smooth. Bah, bah. It's a Quickshifter, alright. So you know it works just as it was advertised. It lets you shift without using the clutch. Is it worth the money? I paid around $340 for it, Canadian. The product itself, I think, is worth it. I'll have to test it a little bit more. But the company that I bought it from is not worth it. The reason why is they have the shittiest customer support. I sent them an email like a couple of months ago and they still haven't replied to it. And then I sent another email a couple of days ago and they still haven't replied to it. If you try to call them, most of the time, well, every single time I tried calling them, all of their phone lines were busy, and they don't even put you on hold to wait. They just tell you to hang up, and then you have to try again to contact them. So I was like, screw it, and I just figured everything out myself. Compared to the other Yamaha Quickshifter I've tried, honestly, I don't really see a big difference. I think if the Yamaha bike you have actually supports a quickshifter, I think you should just go for the Yamaha one. Way less headaches, way easier to install. 100% that it's gonna work, since this is third party, but since I had no choice, and since I already flashed my ECU with the flash tune, might as well get their quickshifter, you know. Hopefully I can hit a red light somewhere and I can actually give it like full throttle. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Holy crap, the front wheel came up as I shifted into second. That was kind of cool. But yeah, I'd say this quickshifter is worth it. It's a little bit expensive, but it is pretty sick. So now I'm just gonna give you some raw footage of the actual sound of my exhaust paired with a quickshifter. Hope you guys like it.
So in conclusion, for the cons, it's fairly expensive since you will have to buy a flash tune kit plus a quickshifter kit. Cutting is required for installation, and if you run into any issues or warranty problems, good luck getting in contact with flash tune ECU. For the pros, everything lies within the ECU, which means you don't have a bunch of control boxes in your bike. Shifts are fairly smooth on acceleration, sounds pretty cool paired with aftermarket exhaust, and is really fun. Thank you so much for watching this video. Many other videos are coming out soon, and we'll see you in the next one.